you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hey folks, it's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are things that makes the official welcome to 16 years and 24 episodes of the Chris Voss Show. Some of the most amazing minds who share their journeys, their lessons of life to make your lives better. Every show, we just have people that will expand your mind and make you smarter. And some of us need that more than others, especially me. So refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives, and those who do. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1. On the TikTok, and all those crazy places in it. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today, amazing man on the show, we're going to talk with Dr. Randy Higgins about his book that came out July 14th, 2021, called Salvo. And we're going to get into the details and everything that goes into that. He was born in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia after graduating summa cum laude from Virginia Tech and receiving a master's degree in family therapy. He completed a doctoral degree at the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology in Palo Alto, California. By far, most of his education was delivered by the School of Hard Knocks. His gift is in seeing the miracle in everything, even in a tragedy, even in the current global catastrophe. He is now back in the Blue Ridge Mountains, in the house where he grows up. I feel like I'm in a John Denver song. And really? Where he's looking forward to growing old and dying. Or not. Maybe he'll live forever. Welcome to the show. How are you there, Randy?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Chris.
Didn't John Denver do a Blue Ridge Mountain song?
That was West Virginia, but West Virginia, so the mountains, the same mountains.
Yeah, beautiful West Virginia. My mother and family actually come from my mother's side from West Virginia.
Okay.
So give us a .coms for you. Where do you want people to find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, my website is randyleehiggins.phd.com. And I invite everybody to check it out.
All right, there you go. So give us a 30,000 overview. What's in this book?
Oh, Salvo. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Yeah. Wow, yeah. It's on the cover, and I didn't want to say this. It says, the most important book since the Bible. I didn't want to say that. But the way this book was written was, I'd gone to Peru to do an ayahuasca retreat, and I met a group of beings there. They called themselves celestials. And at the time, I'd lost a partner. A partner had died, and I was kind of in, just a hard place. And one of them, that we were laying around in a circle, all the participants, and I noticed another circle above us, and they were like shimmering in blue, and I knew that they were celestials. And one of them pointed at me and said, "That one there needs some loving." So it came down and kind of came into my body and kind of stayed. So when I got back to Virginia, they said, "We're going to teach you how to meditate." And I've been meditating my whole life since I was like 16, but. I'd always grabbed meditation with both hands, but it had never really grabbed me back. I'd never really gotten anything. So they said, we're going to teach you how to do it the right way. They said, forget about lotus. That's a distraction. Lotus position. Forget about mantras. Meditation is about listening. And they kind of walked me through it. And I was going really deep. That was in August of 2016. And by December 23rd, I was meditating that night, and it was like I was dropping down into a bottomless ocean, just deeper, deeper, and deeper. And then eventually I noticed I wasn't breathing. I noticed I wasn't fucking breathing. And it scared me. But then I remembered I'd read something about breathless meditation. So after the sitting, I Googled, and she said, it's called Samadhi, which translates unity with the universe. And the purpose is service. And the being said, it's time for you to write books for the world now.
Okay.
And so I was meditating this. These statements started coming. The first statement was, the next time you read a book, imagine that you wrote it, because you did. That was the first line. So I was writing more and more lines. They were piling up. And eventually they said, these passages are a book. And the book is called Salvo. I didn't know what the word meant.
Wow.
I thought it was probably related to salvation or salve or something soothing. But it isn't. It means a volley of artillery, like in a war. It's okay. So they're sending, it's like a war, I guess. They're sending these blasts of information from their dimension to ours to help us. They say it's a hand, they're extending a hand to help us through the labyrinth of the apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
To help us get to the other side.
Now, how does this apocalypse work? Is this the same apocalypse that is referred to in Revelations of the Bible?
Pretty much.
Okay.
The last mass extinction event was when the dinosaurs got wiped out. The way it works is the dinosaurs had to get wiped out to make room for us. But tables have turned, and karma is a bitch, and now it's our turn, and now we are the ones. Humans are the ones who have to get wiped out to make room for the next species.
Is it going to be AI? Is that the next species?
I'm sorry?
Is it going to be AI, artificial intelligence? Is that the next species?
They're probably using AI as a medium, but no, it's deeper than that. It comes from a way deeper place than that. They say that the next species is the celestials. We're becoming them. They were where we were, and they've gone through an apocalypse, so that they know how to get through it. And so my books show you how to get through it. No, we're becoming celestials. And let me tell you, that's a wonderful species to be.
Oh, yeah. So how does this, when is this apocalypse? How does this apocalypse work? Who is putting this on it? Are we putting ourselves upon the apocalypse? Because, we like to blow ourselves up from time to time.
Yes, it's fascinating. There's not just one apocalypse. Everybody has their own apocalypse. I went through mine a long time ago. Some people are in the middle of it now. And some people haven't even thought about it yet. It's an individual thing.
So is it like a cathartic moment in your life that seems like the world's coming to an end? Is that your take on it?
You know how most physicists today would say that physical reality doesn't exist? Recently I read some physicists. He said, physical reality is made up of particles that don't exist. So it's like we're discovering that reality isn't what we thought it was. The world isn't what we thought it was. It's all kind of there's the newest branch in physics is called the simulation hypothesis, where reality is like a video game. And we're like avatars. We're like the little guy running around. So we could get exploded. The avatar could get exploded, and the guy playing the game doesn't care. Hey, that was fun. So we are going to get exploded, and we're all going to die probably horrible deaths, and that doesn't matter because we're just having fun. So you step back and see the bigger perspective.
No, it doesn't seem very fun to get blown up, though. Is that just the process we have to utilize? I mean,
I told you, the reason I'm writing these books is because I've already gone through several apocalypses, and many of them did have me being blown up. And it's not as bad as you think, honestly. It's kind of
not as bad.
It's not.
It sounds awful being blown up. I don't know.
Let me tell you.
Sounds a little painful, maybe. Is it?
Let me tell you a secret.
Sure.
Thinking about getting exploded is a lot worse than actually being exploded. Actually being exploded is kind of fun.
I guess you don't really think about it at the time because you're like, I'm being exploded. It's like, no. People always say to me, what happens if after you die, there's a great nothing? And you're like, when you be nothing, it's not like you'll be floating through universe going, I'm just nothing. It's just, you probably won't be conscious or aware of whatever's going on. And so that's what Salvo refers to, is this process.
Yeah. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
No. I mean, I might have drank enough vodka a couple times.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that works. That'll do it.
I'm not sure if I've been high on edibles to have that happen, but no.
Once you leave your body, you find out what it's like to be dead because you're out of your body. You look back and you see your body. I miss it at all because it's so nice on the other side.
Wow. And so we're just evolving and trying to become gods unto ourselves. If that's what you're saying. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Tell us, how many books have you written? You've got quite a few books. Tell us how many books you've written.
Yeah, sure. When I got back from Peru, the first book I wrote, it was like clearing the pipes. I had to open up the pipe for the real information to come. It's a spiritual autobiography along the lines of Ram Dass, Be Here Now, or Yogananda's autobiography. And it's a story. It's a nice story and a harrowing story. And about the School of Hard Knocks. I was homeless on the streets of San Francisco for 7 months. I've had a couple of life-threatening illnesses. All of 1999, I was in bed dying of AIDS. I couldn't walk because I got gingivitis because I couldn't walk to the bathroom to brush my teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so I kind of been through it a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's no fun.
It needed, that book needed to happen, but it cleared out the pipes. And then that was when the line came. The next time you read a book, imagine that you wrote it. That was when Salvo started. Salvo really begins the scripture the scripture.
All right.
Can I say something here? Can I squeeze in that every age has its own scripture? An age is like 2,000 years. Mm-hmm. That last age was Piscean. It started around the birth of Christ. Mm-hmm. Pisces is the fish, right? The fishes.
Yeah.
And the symbol for the church is the fish, right? And Jesus was the fisher of men. So that makes sense. The Piscean age corresponds to the Christianity, to the New Testament. Mm-hmm. And the New Testament is its scripture, right? Mm-hmm. Before that was the age of Aries. And the scripture for that 2,000 years was the Old Testament. And the word ram is used 86 times in the Old Testament. And the age of Aries, Oh. Before that, the age of Taurus. And the predominant civilization then was Egypt. And their scripture was the Egyptian Book of the Dead. We've just started a new age. The Aquarian age has just begun. And I write scripture for the new age. That's what my books are.
Okay.
That's why this is the most important book since the Bible, because it's doing what the Bible did.
Now, this is the Salvo book that we're talking about, or one of your other books.
When I wrote Salvo, they said, okay, you've done everything you came here to do. And you can rest on your laurels and retire as a minor celebrity, in the hills, in the mountains of Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to keep writing, you can, but it doesn't really matter because Salvo says it all. And then any future books will be like elaborations. But I like writing. I enjoy it very much. It's thrilling to let that. I offer myself. I open up, and then something comes through me. It's just the most thrilling thing. Accessing information that doesn't come from this world. I know that I'm accessing information that nobody else has. That's really thrilling. There's nothing more thrilling than that. Yeah. So the next book I wrote, was them teaching. It's a thick book. It's called Beyond Nirvikalpa.
Okay.
It's really thick.
Oh, wow.
They actually teach you the meditation practice that they taught me how to do it. Mm-hmm. And when I was writing that book, my heart opened. There's just my heart was like a hard nut. And I always felt like there's a knot in my heart. But I was meditating at this point upwards of 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And one day, they helped. They did it. I just sort of said, I asked for help. I said, could you get in there? And they did. They pierced my heart. And I went inside the heart. And it opened up into this vast, limitless blue sky. And I just flew and flew and flew in that sky for hours.
Wow.
And the book after that is Holy Love. Might as well go through them. Holy Love, relationships change when your heart opens.
Yeah. A lot of stuff
changes. It's a whole different kind of love. It's a love. It's not based on need. It's based on worship, actually. You're worshiping the other person.
Yeah. I mean,
after
it's definitely.
That, I wrote... The next two books I wrote with Gavin Diller. He's a famous porn star, but he's also an incredible poet.
Oh, really?
When he was in high school, they sent him to New York to study with Ginsberg. Yeah, he was a genius, absolute genius. But we were hanging out for a couple of years, and while we were together, I wrote two books, and he wrote Glorious, and also my sixth book, Celestials, the Emergent Species, which is what we were just talking about.
The Emergent Species.
Yeah,
the emergent species. How do you define the emergent species?
Well, it's the species that's going to replace humanity.
Okay,
like we replaced the dinosaurs. Yes,
that's the one we're heading towards.
Yes.
All right, There you go. So let's see. Now, on the book, it's billed as written in the state of breathless Samadhi or Samadhi. Do I have
Samadhi?
That?
Yes.
Okay. What is that?
Oh God, it's freaky. It's when it happens to you, it's really scary because you think you should be dead. But Yogananda talks about it. It's you go beyond the body. The body becomes you realize that the body doesn't exist. It's all just light. Yogananda said it's like just a movie. It's all just light. Reality, physical, what we call physical reality is just light. And you see that when you go breathless, you see things that you didn't see before. There are monks in India that allow themselves to be buried buried underground for a month to demonstrate that they don't breathe. They don't have to breathe.
Wow.
My partner was afraid he would come home and find me buried in the front yard, but I had to promise him that I wouldn't do that. But I could see how you could do that because you don't need breath. It's kind of extreme, but it's pretty amazing. You're demonstrating independence from the change of physical reality. That's one way to say it.
There you go. I there's some of the things that are going on in reality I'd like some independence from.
Oh, but you can't. Oh, yeah, God, I know. Let's talk about the apocalypse is happening all around our ears right now. But
Definitely.
I have to say, you can't achieve samadhi. You can't achieve samadhi by holding your breath. It doesn't work that way. So it's a gift. You can ask for it, but you can't make it happen yourself.
What do you hope people come away with when they read your book or your books? What do you think what do you hope they learn? And what do they draw from them? Did you get that?
Yeah. Sorry. It's worse. What we're going through is harrowing, and it's going to get worse.
Okay.
What's happening in the world is going to get a lot worse.
Okay.
And that has to be acknowledged and validated.
Okay.
But we're going to find out that we're free from or independent of all of that. It's happening around us, but that's not who we are. The world can explode and go away completely, and we'll still be here. Even if the world went up like in flames, like tomorrow, we'd all still be here. We'd all still be here because we are eternal. And we say, well, that was interesting, but I want this new species is independent of any exterior. You realize nothing is coming at you from the outside. It's all coming from you. It's like a movie projector. So the only thing you can ever experience is yourself. The only thing you can ever encounter is yourself. It's just this place of peace and joy that I've never known before.
Wow. And how do you get to that place? What steps did you take, or was there a process for that?
The only way meditation, beyond the vikalpa of that.
There we go, meditation.
That'll put you there. But life does it. Life is our biggest teacher. Life is our biggest teacher. So this is true. Whatever happens to you is a gift. Even if you get cancer. My partner in 2017 got a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. And the ETs told me, Anthony, getting cancer and even dying of cancer is a greater gift than if he were to be cured. They said the cancer is the miracle. And what happens is they give us gifts, and the ETs, they're giving us things. They give us gifts, and they're helping us. They're growing us. They planted our seeds, and now they're growing us. And they're always giving us gifts. But when they give us a gift, and we say, no, I don't want it. It's horrible. But it's not a gift. The gift. It's not horrible. It's a gift. The gift is inside the package. You have to open the package. And I guarantee you're going to find joy there.
Wow.
That's how much they care about us. They're always giving us exactly what we need. You know what their first teaching to me was?
What?
You now have everything you want. Everyone always gets exactly what they want. That's a law of physics, they say.
Really?
Yeah. And if even like the thing, Anthony wanted to die, and that was a way to do it. He wanted to get to the other side. So even tragedy are gifts.
So you think some people develop terminal diseases because they want to get to the other side, and it's
God, yeah, of course.
Huh.
Do you know the researcher Raymond Moody, MD? He studied people that had died and then come back.
No, I'm not familiar with him. But
you know what? What he found was none of them wanted to come back because it's so nice on the other side. The only reason they came back was because there was somebody here who still needed them.
That'll do it. Want it?
What? Yeah.
So what's the future for you? Are there more books you're working on, things you're going to have coming out with, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. 2 more books that they're going to press now. One is Immortality. Immortality, what it was all for. Immortality is when death and life become the same phenomenon, but that polarity just goes away. Death becomes irrelevant because you're already dead. Once you're already dead, then your death is powerless over you. You can die now. You can do the St. Peter review now, the life review, and you can get there now. You don't have to wait till your body dies. It's the state of immortality.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. That's just it. There's a joy in this. When you go through that door, this joy happens like you've never experienced before. And 8th book is The Golden Ticket. And the golden ticket is death. As long as it says, as long as you're alive, you're restricted to areas designated physical and life. It's got to be limited. But once you die, that's your golden ticket. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere in the multiverse. No dimensional zip codes are off limits. That's the subtitle of the book. No dimensional zip codes.
No dimensional zip codes. I like that. That's pretty interesting. It'd make a great title for a movie too.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No dimensional zip codes. I can see on Amazon now. So as we go out, give people a final pitch on picking up your books, getting to know you better. Are there any offerings on your website, coaching or advisory that you do, etc.?
That's tricky. In the new earth, there are no teachers. Teachers become obsolete. So I'm nobody's teacher. And so anybody who reads my book, I want you to don't think I wrote it. You wrote it. Okay, you're the one who wrote it, and you're the self is the teacher. The self is the teacher. I'm not the teacher. If I can refer you to yourself, then I've done my job.
There you go.
A friend, and she was reading Beyond. She wanted to read Beyond Every Cova, and she wanted to read it. She wanted to talk to me on New Year's Eve. She was going to start the book and talk to me, have a conversation with me to get her year started right. And I said, her name's Apple. I said, Apple, you don't need to talk to me. You need to talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. That's when it happens.
Because that's the person who can probably do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was mad at me, of course, but that's true.
So give people a final pitch out to buy your book.com as we go out.
Okay. Yeah. If you can open up to what I've been shown, you are going to thank me you are going to thank me. You'll be grateful that you saw this podcast today.
And your .com, please, one more time.
Yeah. Thanks. Randy Lee Higgins, PhD.com.
Thank you, Randy, for being on the show. Very interesting points of view you have and you're sharing, and I'm sure that it will impact people out there. Order up the book, folks, wherever fine books are sold. It is entitled Salvo, out July 14th, 2021, by Dr. Randy Higgins. Thanks to everyone for being here. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss one on the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time. And that should have us.